chance here for Huddersfield, which is swept in by Josh Karoma.
Flips this one in, goes to the far post. Naviyama with the goal.
Hello, good evening, one all. Welcome back to the channel for another live stream. A live stream that I wasn't expecting to be doing tonight, but of course, breaking news came through at 6 o'clock tonight as head coach Andre Breitenreiter has departed the club by mutual consent. Yeah, I mean, we're going to react to it. It's not going to be that much of a long stream tonight, but we're going to react to the news and obviously see what you guys think as well in the chat. And yeah, just kind of go through the statement as well that the club have put out as well and kind of go through it, share my reactions really. But yeah, I mean, look, I've been crying out for a decision to be made on this. I've been quite vocal about it. Even did a video today about it on my channel. And yeah, obviously being quite vocal on social media too about it. But I think ultimately I'm just glad that, you know, a decision has finally been made, to be honest with you. I think that people, you know, people have said that, look, you know, we had time to wait, but I don't think we did, because I think the reality is you need to, if he wasn't going to stay, which obviously he hasn't done, you have to recruit a manager, and then the rebuild starts with the squad. So I think the turnaround, even though it seems quite a short one, I think that ultimately, I think that you do need to be organised. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of shocked. So this means that the stability of the club remains as it was. You know, very poor stability-wise, hasn't it been? You know, we're looking for our 7th manager or head coach, however we want to put it, in just 2 years. Which, look, we didn't want our reputation to be like that, and I've never been one that wants to sack managers and hire new ones and sack, and it's just a rinse and repeat, a bit like a Watford scenario. But unfortunately, we are a Watford scenario. We are, and hope, you know, and that is down to the decisions at the top, the poor decisions at the top, should I say? Sorry, and as I say, for the past few years, it's been poor. It's been poor. But anyway, we'll have a check-in in the chat, see who's in. I hope you're okay. Wow, brilliant news. I won't lie. I'm one of the ones who wants to give him a transfer window. But in the end, it's deserved, though. 2 wins in 13 games is shocking. Yeah, I mean, good evening to you, Aidan, as always, in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm all right. And yeah, I mean, look, I don't think I ever have any joy of somebody losing their job, but the reality is that I have not hid my disappointment at how Andre has performed in the time he's been here, and I've been left seriously underwhelmed. When he did come in, I thought, you know what? I was kind of deceived by the CV that he had, if I'm honest with you. I did kind of take to that, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be, this feels really promising, but maybe I was blindsided by that, and I was just left underwhelmed, because I just think everything that I've seen, obviously going every week, everything that I've seen, I haven't seen anything to suggest that he's the man to take us forward, and I've kept saying that. So yeah, anyway, we are going to get into the statement of the club as well and go through that as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm just glad that there is a decision there. Joshua's in evening to you, Joshua. Blue Terrier says, hardly surprised. Don't want anyone at the club that didn't want to be here. What's next is a big question. Yeah, I mean, that is another thing that I was going to say. Yeah, you're spot on. I think whether you wanted him to stay or not, the bottom line is that if his heart wasn't in it, and it's, for me, I felt like he didn't look like his heart was in it, and he didn't seem to want to be here. That's the decision that's the decision there and then. And I think, you know, because the reality is, no matter what we think, if he doesn't want to be there, then that's all that matters. So he can't stay on if he's like that, because we want somebody that obviously wants to be at the club. So yeah, I mean, you're right. And what is next is the big question. We're going to get into it because, like I say, who knows what's next? Because, like I said, I know I keep going on about it, guys, but the fact is that we've got people at the top, Cartwright, who I've got no faith in him to make the correct decision. And we know how big this is. How many times have we said this? This is a huge appointment, but it is. It's a huge appointment. Get another manager in. They'll have a full pre-season. And is this? But like I said, what route are we going to go down here? You just can't. I can't have any confidence in it. I can't have any confidence in the people that are responsible for making the decisions to get them right. But yeah, what is next? Who knows? Get someone in. John says, Ollie's in Hello, and I join you from Hines Point. Sadly, I'm not here this year, but have a good stream, mate. Yeah, big up to you. Yeah, like I said, I was going to join you, but yeah, obviously couldn't get there. So one of those. But yeah, have a good time at Hines Point. I'm sad to not to be there, but yeah, big up to you. Brutus said, I swear Cartwright signed the player who got Real Madrid into the Champions League final this year when at Stoke. Yeah, Hosselu. Well, is that the decision? Is that the only? Like I said, I'm not interested in what he did at Stoke, really. Well, I am, because I've kind of mentioned it, but I think he's made that decision. Maybe he got lucky there. Maybe I'm not going to give him credit for that. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody anticipated Hosselu to be at Real Madrid, and then obviously, like you say, scoring the crucial goal to get them to Champions League final. Anyway, we're digressing. So let's have a look at the statement, guys, and let's see what we make from this. But yeah, like I say, it was confirmed at 6 o'clock. We can confirm, obviously, Andre Breitenreiter has today agreed to part ways by mutual consent. Now, the statement from Nagel reads, I've enjoyed this opportunity to work with Andre over the past 3 months, and he departs with our best wishes. While contingencies in place have seen our recruitment process for a new head coach advance. Interesting. Supporters should rest assured that all decisions made are with the best intentions of our club in mind, and we look forward to moving on in a positive manner with a new head coach dedicated to our ideals and vision, with our plans for pre-season ambitions for the year ahead unmoved. Now, yeah, I mean, look, I think it's quite an interesting one where he said about, he's talking about contingencies in place. We've seen our recruitment process for a new head coach advance. Now, does that mean that process has started way before he's actually decided to leave? Maybe it is, but then, like I said, this is all about the club's the best intention of our club in mind. That I don't take anything from that, because I think they said that at every single point, and look what's happened at every single manager change. So let's see what actually does happen with the action side of things. We look forward to moving on in a positive manner. Well, like I said, we all want to move forward in a positive manner, but the reality is Cartwright going to be able to make the right decision this time? And I'm not sure what the ideals and vision are, because for me, the constant change this past year, I don't really see what that vision and ideals are, to be honest with you. Because look, we said that we were bringing attacking football to the club numerous times, and look what's happened. So yeah, I mean, look, that's the statement from Nagel. And yeah, let's have a look. Andres posted a message on Instagram. Thank you for that. We'll just have a look then. Thank you for telling me. But let me just have a look. Yeah, just a short message from Andre, which I'll read out now, guys, for you. He says, "Hello, dear Town fans. After a short time, it's time for me to say goodbye. I would like to thank you for your support and the many positive messages over the last few months, which have shown me great appreciation. All the best, and up the town, Andre." So yeah, I mean, look, I think it's one of those, isn't it? I think that I think it is. I think it was the correct decision. Right? I think it was. Now I'm not going to see it because I think if you look at his record and you're going to get the fixtures up now that he took. No, that's not really clear. But let me just take that message off a minute. Goodness me. There we are. Look, the fixture. Look, the results that we've had. Obviously, let me just remove the banner a minute, guys. There we are. So look, the results that we've had. Obviously, he did start off with that win at Watford. I think really though, it's that 2-1 win at Watford. I think really though, it was on the back of the feel-good factor with Worthington in charge. I think Worthington really brought the players together, and I think it was just a case of following on from that. As we know, the Leeds game 1-1. Yeah, obviously we were winning, and then we obviously got a man sent off, and that changed. But I think it was okay. But then we started to see signs of very poor play, didn't we? And poor results. Say we lost against Cardiff, very poor. The West Brom game again, I think it was very poor tactically for Andre. I don't think he got anything right in there. The Rotherham game, I think the Rotherham game, we can all agree. I think the approach with Rotherham was very, very poor, because I just think it just felt like we'd not actually gone there to win, you know. Despite all the talk about he likes to go to win matches, he likes to be on, to have a go at teams and all this. I didn't see that, and then because we got a man sent off on the hour mark, he'd made excuses that it was a good point on the basis of getting a sending off after the hour mark, and I'm thinking, oh no, it wasn't. We could have still won that game if we would have, made the substitutions more positively. Then obviously we lost to Coventry at home 3-1. Again, I think, Coventry are a very good side, but I don't think they had to work for that win either. Again, I think it was another not very good performance. The Stoke game, look, we went 1-0 up and then we lost the lead. It's just the same, isn't it? It's the same pattern. We beat Millwall, but that was a very obviously the wind played a huge part that day because it was quite windy at Huddersfield at the time. But it was a shocking game. But we managed to win last minute goal. And then the Preston game, this was horrendous, wasn't it? The 4-1 loss, I think that was very poor. Bristol again, we did get robbed, to be fair. But could we have been a couple of goals up before they managed to get back into it via a very controversial decision? Probably so. Probably you could probably say that. Then obviously the game against Swansea was absolutely horrendous. How we lost that game in such embarrassing style. I think says all you need to know. And then the Birmingham game again, dropping points there, not good enough. And then, like I say, Ipswich was a dead rubber game anyway, wasn't it? So that didn't really matter. But like I said, 2 wins in 13. Yeah, I didn't see any. And I get what people say when they say that the players that he had wasn't his. He hadn't had a pre-season, all these things. But when he came in to do a job, and that was obviously to keep us up. And he failed. He failed, and however you want to dress it up, or whatever you want to say about it, he failed. And then I question. I think it was very questionable at times with his team selections and then substitutions. Tactics wise, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I just think it was very, very underwhelming. I think that maybe, like I said, I do obviously wish him well, but I think we need someone else that will play tactics that suit the players we have. And I go back to it, the interview, obviously the press conference on Thursday where he called out players, everybody. Well, he called out everybody, didn't he? Really, I don't really think that was for the benefit of the club, and that's how I feel. I think that it was more to do with himself and protecting his reputation, even though the reality is, yes, okay, he came very late, but he still has a relegation on his CV now, so. I don't really know how we can deflect blame. But yeah, the bottom line is you can dress it how you want, but this was another shocking appointment by, Cartwright and Edwards, and I don't think they did their due diligence on this again. I think why was the prospect of managing in League One not discussed at the time? Why was it? Because this was supposedly a long-term appointment, remember? So why was this not discussed? And again, we've waited and waited and waited. Why did it take long to get rid of him? Or why did we just let him wait all week? I don't really get that. But the bottom line is the hierarchy at the club completely incompetent, and yeah, I think that that's what it is, and I think that if we look at it in the grand scheme of things, I think the fact that Breitenreiter has said what he said in the media the past few weeks, and obviously when he was asked whether he wanted to stay on numerous occasions, he didn't want to commit to that. Even after the Ipswich game, he didn't want to commit to that. He doesn't really seem like a guy that wants to be here. Like I said, he did call out players, blamed effort for the game against Swansea. But look, I think that that's just my thoughts. I am glad that we've made the decision is being made now, but I'm very skeptical about what happens next, and I think that's going to be an interesting part, because I think it is a huge appointment. Nobody needs me to tell you that. Sorry, I think it is a big appointment, and I don't have a clue what direction the club are going to go. But like I said, if we can get the appointment right. For once, I'm not holding my breath on that. If we can get the appointment right, then I think that we've got a good platform to build on into the new season. However, if we get it wrong again, then we know what way it's going. It's going to be another struggling season and another managerial change if it clearly isn't working. And I don't want to get to that, because I said before, when there was speculation about him going, I said before, I want to see a manager now that comes in that will stay for a good amount of time now. I want to stick by him. I want to stick by whoever comes in now, and I mean that. Anyway, I missed a few comments. I think everyone can agree with me. I don't trust the ball in bringing someone good in. Yeah, I said that. I don't. You can you? You can't, based on what we've seen this season. You just can't. And I think that's why the opportunity was absolutely missed by not getting somebody else in other than Cartwright to make the decision. Because, like I said, Stoke fans don't have a great memory of him, and they don't particularly like him. They don't particularly rate him. They think he did start that demise that Stoke had. So it says it all, and the fact we've still got somebody in that clearly has signed the players he has that haven't worked out. He's hired managers that haven't worked out. I don't think you can have much confidence, can you? But yeah. One thing we can agree on is Carter has got to get the next appointment correct. Lieutenant says, yeah, he does, but because it is a huge appointment. But look, we're going to have to see how it plays out. I think it has actually. It will benefit us that we've made that decision now, as I said. And like I said, the words that he's been saying over the past few weeks, his demeanour, body language over the past few weeks have been that of a manager who clearly has plenty more to say, but has kind of chosen to hold his tongue beyond the comments he's eventually made last week. So, like I said, the frustration has clearly been building for a long time from his point of view. And I think, his CV looked great, but I just don't think it's worked out, has it really? And I think he should have done a lot more to kind of save us instead of point. I don't like the fact that he's pointing the blame. Okay, I understand that he's kind of, no manager has done what he did. I can remember. He's pointing the blame, but again, it's not come from the fact is that it's not come from the club's benefit. It's come from his own reputational benefit. And I think, if he thinks he's too big for League One, then that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. But reactions. Like I say, get your comments in if you want to come over and have your say. Let me know what you think about the decision. And if you're watching on X, come over to the YouTube channel, Huddersfield Town Fan TV. Subscribe, like, and I really appreciate everybody that is supporting of the channel. I really appreciate everybody that does support the channel. Sorry. But what next? Who would anybody like as the manager next? Because I know a few names being dotted around. Liam Rosenior being one. I think Liam Rosenior would be the most ambitious appointment. I'm looking at the managers. I've done a bit of research before I came here about the managers that are currently available. Let's have a look. I'm just going to get this up now for you. If it loads, there we are. I know Alex Neil's been mentioned. I think Blue Terrier, you mentioned him. I don't know, to be honest with you, who else is available. I don't particularly want someone like Liam Richardson, who obviously he did do well with Rotherham in League One, but obviously struggled in the Championship. So again, is that somebody you want to take a? He did do well with Rotherham though. Nigel Pearson, I know again an old school manager. Do we really see him working out? Michael Duff obviously was mentioned before obviously earlier on in the season. He's done well in League One, but again, does it fit what we want? I don't think so. I'm not too sure because I don't think his football is the best. To be honest, I think he's not ultimately, we just want results, but we do want some attacking football that we can get. I think this appointment with Breitenreiter has really divided the fan base. I think because people obviously are saying he should be given time, or people are saying, well, he's done absolutely rubbish. He's shown nothing, and he shouldn't stay on. So I think it's divided the fan base. This Andrea Breitenreiter has with whether you've liked him or whether you haven't, and I just think we need a manager that we can all get on board with. I know you can't please absolutely everybody, but I just mean overall, it's more of a positive, on board, kind of get behind the manager kind of vibe, rather than kind of feeling a bit divided, if you get me. So, we certainly need to see what happens, but it's going to be interesting for sure. Ainsworth, personal manager, I'll have next Gareth Ainsworth. Yes, he did a band at QPR, but he's a League One manager, and he knows how to get promoted from League One though. Yeah, I mean, good point. Gareth Ainsworth, very experienced. You know what? I think it's worth. Like I said, this has obviously been a very last minute live, so I think it's worth kind of me kind of doing a bit more research before I actually go with who maybe who I would like. But obviously, I just wanted to kind of come on here and share my reaction to the news. Obviously, Breitenreiter has left. But yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, I think Breitenreiter has underwhelmed me. I don't think he's certainly not somebody that I thought he was going to be when he came in. Like I said, I think the CV more than anything kind of blindsided me from that. So yeah, I was kind of a bit, but like I said, when he came in, he wasn't able to control the dressing room. He had no authority, seemingly. The players, and I'm not making excuses by the way, but were the players on board with him? It doesn't really look like they're running through brick walls for him, were they? So you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not making excuses for the players, by the way, because I think there's been a lot of these players over the years that have just been very, very poor for us and don't seem to have the appetite to be here. And those players have to leave. Those players that think they're bigger than the club, and I stand by that. The players that don't want to be here, don't want to fight, show pride, anything. We don't want the bad eggs in the dressing room anymore, because I think enough's enough on that point. But I don't think every single player in that dressing room is a bad one. I think there's some good players that want to be at the club and want to do well. But I don't feel like he had the majority of the squad, on board. So, like I said, I have been extremely disappointed, and that's it. Really. I don't think I've been. I can't dress up any other way, really. I know what people have said about, what would he have been like if he had a pre-season, bring his own players in and things like that. But even then, it wasn't guaranteed to work, was it? But yeah, overall, I think it is the correct decision on the balance of play, and I think. But my message now is that I think that we have to. Well, I'm not stating that, but we have to get this right appointment. But then we have to stick with this guy, whoever we bring in, and stick with him, providing, though, of course, that it is an appointment that we can all get on board with. Because I think if it is an appointment that we kind of have mixed feelings on when they come in, I don't necessarily feel like that is going to end well, if you get me. So. Yeah, I think a coach in League One that knows the league would be beneficial, that can get out of the league. Experience, possibly. I think experience does count a lot, in League One as well. But yeah, we're just going to have to see. But yeah, anyway, Blue Terry says, I've seen a few fans wanting Nigel Clough. Not sure if he'd be any good if we got promoted back to the Championship. Yeah, this is the thing, though, isn't it? Because I suppose the argument is that. Now, I'm not suggesting that we will get promoted, because we have to see what happens. But if we did bounce back, which, like I said, I'm not holding my breath on, but if we did, we need to think about who will be able to do well in the Championship as well. And I think that if they can't, then I don't think we should go down that route. So, I don't know. I'm divided by it all, really. I really am divided by it all. But Nigel Clough, I think he like I say, he's a good manager, but I don't really know. I'm not going to sit here and say that I do know at this point. I think I need to kind of go away and think about it a bit more. Because I hadn't really thought about it, because I kind of felt like, especially when Nagel did say that in his video diary that Breitenreiter was his man, so I kind of had to take that, even though he was still waiting on a decision from himself. I haven't had time to think about it. So yeah, that's kind of it, really. But one thing I do want to mention as well, by the way, before I forget, I don't think I will forget, but Ben Jackson obviously posted today, and I thought it was important to kind of show support for him, actually. Obviously, I've kind of been, I think he has had a poor second half of the season, but like I said, you never really know what is going on behind the scenes. And he did post this message on his Instagram. Obviously, I'll just read it now. Get it back out, see it from there. He said that he's had some time to reflect over the season, and he wants to come on here to say how absolutely gutted with the way things turned out. You, as fans, deserve way more than from us, as well as myself individually. The goal now has to be to bounce back and get the club back to where it belongs. On a side note, he said, I saw a really powerful message the other day regarding mental health, which hit me hard. This season, I've had some struggles that I, at the time, believed I was alone in sorting, leading me to struggle on the pitch and ultimately fall out of love with football for a while. I know now that I should have reached out sooner to friends and family, but I think it's so important for anyone reading this to know you don't have to deal with everything alone like I believed I had to. Please don't be afraid to speak up. Taking that first step and sharing your problems takes a weight off your shoulders, he said. I'm very grateful and privileged to have the job that I have dreamed of since being a boy, but it doesn't make me or anyone else immune to these issues. He finishes off with saying, enjoy your summer, Terriers, and I'll see you all next season. So yeah, I mean, look, I think I have been quite sceptical, and I kind of almost feel a bit bad for this now. Obviously, we weren't to know, or we can only comment on how he was performing on the pitch. But I think it's quite a really important message to promote. Like I say, he's right about mental health. Like I say, it does affect us all, and it is important to speak up. So I think the message that he's portrayed as well, I think it's to speak up. He's raised awareness in doing so as well. And yeah, obviously I want to show support to Ben Jackson as well. And hopefully, you know, he can turn it around. Because like I said, I think he's a player that will always give it everything, but I just don't think that he's obviously had that kind of, like I say, when you're not in the right frame of mind, I think it's difficult, isn't it? And I think that, you know, if you are struggling, like he said he was, like he said he has been, I think it's one of those, isn't it? So I think we are obviously all with him. I think we can all say that we're all with him, and hopefully, like I said, he can obviously kind of pull through this stage and you know, maybe next season help us and be in a better frame of mind. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of say that, and wishing him the best, and yeah, we're all with you, Jacko. Yeah. Aiden says we're all with you, Jacko. Yeah, absolutely, Aiden. Great message from Jacko. It was indeed. And Blue Terrier says Sean Maloney did well with Wigan in League One last season. Could be a potential option. Yeah, good point. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, again, I think all the suggestions are all good ones now, and I think that all have to kind of be kind of thought about, and yeah, but yeah, I agree with you there, to be fair. But yeah, so I think I speak for everyone that we do think that, you know, the fact that it's now been announced, let's see what the next stage brings, and who potentially, like I say, I haven't had a chance to, like I say, it's too early yet, but obviously there will be managers in the reckoning with the odds. The odds don't tend to be that wrong, do they? So I think it'd be interesting to see over the coming days how that materialises with that. And then we can kind of look at options that we want to bring in. But hang on a minute. Just going to see if there is anything that is going to be of any. like I say, it's too early. It's only just been announced, isn't it? So, is this? Oh no, that was from last time. Yeah, no. So I think it's a bit too early to look at that. But I mean, I know Paul Heckingbottom was a name that was mentioned. Who would be? I know there was kind of rumours that he might have turned us down. He didn't want it, so maybe that isn't an option. But again, a guy that has done well in League One, I believe. So, but yeah, I mean, look, at the moment we're just kind of reacting to this news about Andre Breitenreiter. And yeah, let's see what everybody else is saying. Just going to gather a few comments on the social media, because I think people are kind of I mean, just seen a message here. This person said for weeks he doesn't look interested, and he had totally given up after Swansea. I think his attitude is up there with them players he couldn't stop moaning at. 4 points clear of the drop when he took over. Oh my goodness, I've dropped my phone. So yeah, I mean, look, I agree. I think that he can point the finger at the players, and look, I'm not defending some of these players that don't should be here, by the way. But he can point the finger at the players, but his attitude is obviously up. His attitude is up there. So I think it's kind of ironic that he did call out players for that attitude kind of thing. Let's have a look here. Mark Hughes, Tony Pulis, anybody? Somebody says Cartwright cronies. Well, they are Cartwright cronies. Let's have a look. Wants him to stay where it wasn't meant to be. We need to do absolutely everything to get Liam Rosenior. I think Liam Rosenior is definitely a name that I would totally be on board with. Now, would he drop down to League One? I don't know. I don't know about that. But, and is his football that great? Obviously, he did do well with Hull, just missing out on the playoffs. But would he want to drop down, and does he see this job as a platform where he can succeed? Because that'll be obviously thinking behind the manager coming in. I think that, does he feel like he has the platform to succeed? And if you look at our track record of hiring and sacking managers, that suggests no. But I think that it is an exciting kind of job for a manager that comes in now, to be honest with you, because I think that they have got the full pre-season, and they have got, a nice platform to build on if we can obviously, get some players in. But also, I just think we're a well-supported club as well. So I think that, I think it is a good job in a way, but it isn't if you get me, because of the track record we've got. Now, it seems like Andre's. I thought it was interesting how they said mutual consent. What does that exactly mean? Because I think that ultimately, as he just said, no, I don't want it. So that mutual consent, I don't know. I think that as he just said, no, I don't want to have the job. Don't continue, sorry. Let me just have a look. Another person said, disappointed but not surprised. He clearly didn't understand what he was getting into when he signed up and feels he's too big for a League One job. Another person that says, Rosenior next for me, but not sure if he'll want something bigger after finishing 7th this season. If not, maybe Michael Duff. So yeah, I mean, look, there's plenty of names that people are that we could get, but like I say, we are dealing with people at the top that seemingly go the opposite way to what fans want, to be honest with you, or the controversial options. And to be honest, I think that, you can think about decent managers all you like, but the reality is we're probably going to go with another unknown that is just another gamble. I hope not, but we'll just have to see. But we can't get this appointment wrong. I think we can't get this appointment wrong. Just have a look. I think people are all kind of saying the same thing here. Obviously, they was hoping it would work out, which, like I said, I think we all wanted it to work out for Breitenreiter, but as time went on, it was evidently clear that it wasn't working, but B, see, towards the end of the season, especially after the Swansea game, it felt, he just wasn't portraying the body language and the demeanour for me to say that, to see that he wanted to stay. So look, that's kind of it, really. And like I said, this time it has to be a long-term appointment. I want to stick with the manager. No one said Alex Neil potentially coming in. Another good point here. Would have liked him to stay, but also don't want someone who doesn't want someone here who doesn't. How about? Would love him to stay, but also don't want someone here who doesn't want to. Yeah, sorry. There are plenty of managers out there that are capable for League One. Yeah, some that have more experience than Breitenreiter. A long shot, but surely it's worth just giving Rosenior a call. Yeah, I mean, look, you can only say no, and I think that he's obviously. I think he's a candidate that I think would be one of my better options. I think Rosenior. I know it's obviously obvious to say that, but I just think he's an exciting young manager, and I think he's also got a bit of experience as well. And yeah, I think he would potentially be a good appointment. But look, we're just going to have to see. But yeah, just wanted to come on. Obviously, a shorter live than usual tonight, but I just wanted to come on and kind of react to the news about it, and obviously share a few things with the statements and things. Obviously, it's still early days, so not much come out from the club just yet. Obviously, over the next few days, probably hear a bit more, and maybe we'll hear a bit more from the club about it. But like I say, it's only been announced just over an hour ago, so yeah, it's a bit too soon to be seeing too much, on socials. But Liam Rosenior, Miami soon, maybe, just maybe. But I'm not getting my hopes up. And I think that we'll just have to wait and see. But I think I do feel really positive about if Liam Rosenior did come in. I think he would be a good fit for us. But it's just a long shot, isn't it? I think it's just a long shot, and whether he'll be able, whether he wants to come and whether we'll be able to get him. But yeah. Hoping we get another diary today or tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, potentially hear something from Kevin over the next few days. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But anyway, guys, I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It was obviously a last-minute decision to come on. What about Gary Rowett? I mean, I'm not too sure on that one, to be honest with you. Don't think so. I don't know. When I think about him, I don't really think, he's gonna be I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in at last minute. Anyway, we've obviously a bit of a shorter stream tonight, but anyway, I just thought to come on here and react to this news, as Andre Breitenreiter, our head coach, has left via mutual consent. I think, in other words, is what he doesn't want to be here, so he said he doesn't want the job. But yeah, whatever way, the search is on for another manager, and like I say, let's see how things go the next few days. Like into next week, see if anything comes out from the club. And see who the early frontrunners are for the job as well. We'll obviously have that in the next few days too. So, it'll be interesting to see that list that obviously the bookies look to and then kind of think that we'll get. So, but yeah. Mate, could you do a watch along on Monday for Aston Villa v Liverpool? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do want to do some watch alongs, but I'm not sure which ones yet. But obviously, I want to keep doing the town content, of course, kind of fitting in some watch-alongs along the way as well. So I'll have a think about it, and I'll have a think about it. Potentially, like I said, I do want to do another watch-along soon, but I know we mentioned some of the playoff games we could potentially do. So yeah. But yeah, guys, like I said, please make sure you do smash the likes on the video. It does help a lot with the channel. Like I said, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, trying to get, we've kind of grown quite a bit on here, to be honest with you, lately. You know, on the road to 500 now. We've just hit over 450, I think it's 452 subscribers now that we're on. Well, it was before I went live. So we're growing nicely. So yeah, anyway, subscribe, like, share, comment your thoughts on this as well if you're watching this on playback too. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. Have a good rest of the weekend, whatever you get up to. I'm sure we'll be looking very closely over the next few days on any developments and any news that we can take and look at who potentially are the early frontrunners for the job. Let's hope we get this one right. Not holding my breath, because like I said, you can't really expect much from the people at the top who have been absolute shambolic since they've come in. But look, we have to hope. We have to hope, and that's all we've got at the moment, hope. So yeah, guys, have a good rest of the week. Like I say, take care of yourself, and I'll see you very, very soon on the next one. I'm not sure when it will be yet, but yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I appreciate everybody that comes on supports the channel and contributes. As always, you know who you are. Always the usual names in the chat, and I appreciate you. Aiden, Blue Terrier is always here. Ollie as well. And yeah, appreciate it. So anyway, have a good weekend, as I said, and I'll see you very, very soon. Have a good weekend, and take care. Up the town.